It's Cancun, Mexico. Club Med number 4, 1979, for 2 weeks, March 24th through, or February 24th through March 10th. This is the Lagoon in beautiful Cancun, Mexico, Club Med. We just arrived after having lost our suitcases at the Cancun airport. We had a very quick connection switching planes from Atlanta and Houston, Texas, I believe it was, or it was in Dallas, and our bags didn't make it. Fulke in one of those sheer blouses of the day, braless, ready for Club Med. There we are, ready to put our bathing suits on, and we don't have a suitcase. We learned from that experience that you do travel with your bathing suits in a handy carry-on bag with you. So they showed us to our rooms, and we went and we bought some bathing suits, and we lived in them for 2 days. Those were the clothes we went to dinner till our bags arrived. And we had a very, very interesting time getting to our room. These are some of the shots. Very green, lush environment at all Club Meds. I've said that several times already. There's the Gulf of Mexico in the distance. Beautiful, beautiful bay there. Probably the most beautiful sands and beaches we've seen at any Club Med anywhere. Some of the stairs going up, workmen getting the place in order and ship shape. We were waiting. I think we expected our bags to be brought to us. There's a monkey that was in the room below us. This little monkey had his own kitten that it played with. We were in the room for a couple days, and then we switched to a different lagoon site that had more, it was a little bit further away from the dining area, but it had a beautiful, almost a swamp view to it in the background. This is actually looking on part of the main center area. Ooh, little pot coming out. Still has black hair there. There's the Club Med beads around my neck. That's how you bought your drinks if you wanted a beer or even a cup of coffee after the normal dining hours. You paid for those gold with the different colored beads equated to real money. Sun, sand, sangria, and bathing suits. That's all you need at Club Med. Interesting pose of that little monkey. Whoops, I think I've got to do a little zooming here. It looks like it's not quite centered. Or was that the camera itself? I don't know when I took it. Yeah, it looks like, no, let me move that. No, we're on our way to Tulum. This is a pyramid trip we made. Let me just fix the camera for a second. I just changed the setting. That gives you a little bit more green. Beautiful blue sky still there. The Tulum pyramids are from the Mayan and the Inca Aztec periods. These are temple ruins. There's a little kid making some tourist butterfly or something that they sold very cheaply, weaving baskets and hats. There was our tour guide, very knowledgeable, or he appeared to be. I don't know if he made up the stories himself, but he's telling us about the various things that went on with the Incas and the Mayan cultures and how they used to make virgin sacrifices and the customs and civilization of the ancient times of his ancestors, probably, since they've lived there forever. There's GBF with his T-shirt on that says, "Be a human being." This was a Del Monte special I bought for all the kids. I think I bought about 6 T-shirts for $1 a piece. Some Del Monte special that you turned in a coupon. And it was "Be a Human Being" time. There we're looking at one of the lakes. That isn't, I don't think that's the Gulf of Mexico any longer. We went inland. Pretty long bus tour. And here's the guide giving a demonstration of how the virgins were sacrificed, the way the medicine man would stab his dagger into the heart and actually open up the rib cage and take out the beating heart, as we've saw in, what was that? I can't think of the guy that, The Adventures of somebody. Very steep stairs going up to this pyramid. There's Fulke at the bottom with that sweater over her shoulders, waiting for me to come down. I think she was getting a little sick up there on the top looking down. She has difficulty with heights. Looking across some of the lush vegetation and what remains of these ruins. Civilization of 2,000 years ago. They found some very interesting carvings or paintings on the walls. There's the Be a Human Being t-shirt again. Oh, right in there. And we're back at Club Med. It's mariachi time. We also bought some rugs that we still have at this location. I think Thomas has absconded with one that says Cancun on it. We'll get that back someday. And they're giving us, this is the typical view parade of the food at lunchtime. Beautifully decorated and very, very delicious. This went on for about 30-40 minutes. I think they used to do this a couple times a week for the newcomers that checked in from France or wherever they were getting big plane loads of visitors from. This is reel number 84.79. Ribs and tomatoes and fish and very healthy looking bodies here, as you can tell. Brown and firm and fully packed. Parade continues. That went on until everyone was so hungry from looking at the food that they couldn't wait for the tables to be opened up. This was all outdoors. You just went to the various stations where they were grilling meats and fish and took as much as you want of whatever you wanted. Little accident here with a watermelon. I think they had a watermelon shaped like a, and this was one of the characters, the comedian of the Club Med group, coming down with his Alka-Seltzer, or I guess it was aspirins. And no, they didn't serve dog. That was just a pet. This is our view now. This was the room we moved to, and we have this view off of our balcony. There's some more rooms. Each room had its own private balcony. And it's windsurfing time. This looks like a very calm day for Cancun. There's a guy going backwards over there, it looks like. One of our instructors. The instructors were not very good here. They showed you how to rig it, and then they left you to do your own thing. Fulke coming back from tennis. So we do tennis in the morning and windsurfing in the afternoon, or vice versa. Whatever struck us. I think there was a scene that I must have spliced out of the Pereo wrapping. Fulke's probably has her bathing suit on underneath that. I think there was one of the restaurants was right behind us there near the windsurfing shack. And if you were really good, you got to do windsurfing off the ceiling. So they showed you, and then you could go, of course, sideways. Instructors were excellent. GBF did a lot of snorkeling there. There's actually a national park, a Mexican national park on that bay. You just step off the water into this national park where there's parrotfish and beautiful reefs. And here's Gary Kramer with Fulke. Gary and Myra Kramer came down to join us for a week. We had been telling the Kramers for a long time. Oh, Gary's going to compare pots, I guess, with Fulke. We think Fulke was pregnant with Jennifer about this time. Or she might have had a miscarriage here. We're not sure, but no, this was actually a year before Jennifer was born, so she couldn't have been pregnant with Jennifer. Mark is a year old. It's March of 79, and Mark was born in March of 80. So we left Mark with Mrs. Hicks or some babysitter. And there's Myra Kramer from New Haven, Connecticut, living in Boca Raton right now.